Hey garden friends, this is Pam, Flower Patch Farmhouse, and we are going to do a few updates today of what's going on and projects I started, videoed, and then now where they're at. So I had started a bunch of tomatoes on my light racks. I shared before on them, but I wanted to share a little update on things that I do to help them to grow better. Now, I shared with you once about a growth stimulator that I use. It's called Organic Rev, and here it is right here. And I showed you how I could soak seedlings and before transplanting or as I transplanted them to give them kind of a boost. And also what I didn't mention, I don't think, was that you could use it as a foliar spray to help them. And you mix 1 ounce with a gallon of water, and you spray your plants once every 7 to 10 days on the leaves. And I want to show you a little test I was doing, and this is just getting started. And I did it on my San Marzanos tomatoes that I started. Now I have 3 here that I will admit that I used the puniest looking ones to spray with the Organic Rev, and I marked their little pots with R. I really wanted to see if it helped them to, number one, improve, because they were pretty puny looking. You know how when you do a whole batch of seedlings, some of them just look like they're not going to make it. And then the ones that were healthier looking. Now I did this about a week ago, and I wanted to see how they did. I am glad to say that the puny dying looking ones have improved dramatically, and they have pretty much caught up with the ones that looked healthier. So I was going to respray them. I bought this sprayer at Ace Hardware. So to show you what I do, it's basically very simple. I mix up a batch. I try to mix up fresh every single time I use it. If I have any left over from when I'm in the greenhouse, I take it out to my garden and I spray my roses, etc. And to help them along. So these are the ones that get sprayed with the Organic Rev, and I'm just giving them a good soak. With the Rev. Make sure they're fully covered, dripping. And then also, I don't use just the Rev. I use a organic fertilizer. It's a liquid organic fertilizer that also feeds your soil. So the microbes in your soil, and you want that. You really do want that. So that is how I treat them with the Organic Rev as a foliar spray. I wanted to show you too, I did these 2 larger tomatoes. They were bigger before I started spraying them. Let me get this out of the way. And this is the one that got the Rev, and this is the one that did not. These were exactly the same size when I potted them up, and then I started spraying one and not the other. So as you can see, this one's a little bit bigger. It has a little more stems, and I will continue to treat these until, well, even after I put them out in the garden, I will continue to treat one and not the other and see what kind of comparison I get. I always like to experiment. So my other thing I was going to update you on was my Rosemary Topiaries, because someone asked me, and now I can't see where I put them. Let me go get them. I knew I grabbed them somewhere. So here are the Rosemary Topiaries I did several years ago. And yes, they stay shorter, but it's the type of rosemary, because somebody said, oh, those are, I don't know, 5 years old. They could be 5 years old. And I've kept them in these smaller pots. They are terracotta, so they do dry out easy, and they may be very well root bound. But they're a size that I could bring in if I wanted to use them for a table dressing, not dressing, what do you call that? Anyways, table display. And they just, oh, they smell wonderful. So this one's even going to bloom right here. They're a little yellowed because they've dried out, I think. Yeah, they've gotten dried out. But they survive my neglect. But here's another one. Now, I bought this rosemary. This is a cutting from the one I bought last year. It's called Barbecue. And this one, if it lives outdoors, gets up to 4 feet tall. the one I had outdoors did not make it through the winter. And even though I think this said it was hardy down to my zone, it says it's USDA zone 6. So I don't know why it didn't survive, because we didn't have that rough of a winter. But I was kind of iffy about it. So I brought in a cutting that I had started, and I started already to make it into a topiary as well. So I may find a place for this out in the garden, take cuttings, and see if I put it in a different spot, if it will live through the winter. Because this one is really a pretty green, and I love it. And it smells beautiful too. But look at the different types. See the color? These don't get a deep green. These have always been this kind of chartreusey green. So different rosemaries will behave differently for you. So, like I said, one may get this. I could probably continue this as a topiary, and it might get 4 feet tall. I don't know. I can take cuttings and try. But anyways, I have a whole video on creating the topiary, Rosemary Topiaries, and how to do it from cuttings. So if you want to check that out, I will put the link in the description box below for you. Okay, what else was there asked about update? Oh, I should do all of my cuttings. Here's some of my update on my how to start Monstera from cuttings, and they're doing beautiful. They're getting big. These ones I've actually kept out here in the greenhouse, and some of the nights have gotten quite cold. Last night was 29 degrees. This is not a heated greenhouse. It may stay 5 degrees warmer in here. So I'm really surprised at how well they have done at super cold temperatures. I did not think they would. I was just testing them out here to work. Oh, and I want to show you what I am going to put into my containers on my back deck to enjoy this summer. I told you I'm kind of leaning towards oranges this year. And look at these petunias. Aren't they just gorgeous? When I saw these, I had to have them. And this is called a Perfect Tunia Mandarin. And that color just drew me in, and I loved it, loved it, loved it. And also, this deep red also really caught my attention. Looks like it got water spots on it from some rain hitting it, but it's still just beautiful. I may put these into my window box containers on my deck. That's still to be determined. And this one is a real pretty salmon one. This one was a 6-pack, and I potted them up, but that's the color of salmon it's going to be. And it's called Tritunia Salmon Veined Grandiflora Petunia. I love trailing petunias, but I also love regular petunias. They have their place. Like in my window boxes, a lot of the trailing petunias can take over, where they just swamp everything else. And if I want a balanced display of petunias with other plants, I go for more of the mounding type petunias instead of a trailing type. Like a super petunia or even a wave petunia can just swamp everything else. So that is why I still love regular petunias, even though you know me, I love my wave petunias. And I shared on my Instagram my baskets I just got that are just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty, let's go check out some other things. Hey guys, I wanted to share one thing that I am enjoying, and that is one of my new shirts. I got 2 of these, and these are from Duluth Trading Company, and they are, I'll put the description box, the name of it, but it's a garden shirt, and you got these big pockets here. You have a couple in the back. I mean, my cell phone drops in here, and it doesn't come out when I'm bending over, etc. You can pop tools in here, seed packets. Right now I have my microphone down in this pocket, and I have it winding up my shirt. But it was worth every single dime, and I love these. And they have an SPF in them, which I need for my arms, but they're not hot. I love my flannel shirts and my chamois shirts when it's cooler, but they get hot fast and when it starts warming up. And these seem to breathe and keep me cooler, but protected from the sun. So I wanted to let you know about that too. So let's go and check out an update on my propagation box that I did a video for you. I was pleasantly surprised. So if you recall, we, about a week or so ago, maybe 2, maybe 10 days, made this propagation box. Well, we just stuck pots into to this Sterlite pot and put the lid on it. I had seeded zinnias, and look, I already have seedlings. Now this is the coral zinnia. Let me see if any of my senoritas have, and I'll say out of 12 in here, I also was testing a little tomato to see how it would hold up in the cold. We've had very, very cold nights. That's why I was surprised that these had germinated already. I was expecting them to wait until the nights warmed up a little bit more. Here's another coral zinnia. Lime, that's one of the lime ones. And senorita. So just a mixture of all of them. Let me get my glasses on so I can really see. And some have not yet germinated. And half have. Oh, that one's starting to germinate. What is that one? Lime. So that's pretty cool. And this one is, oh, the queen lime. So wonderful. And then I put others in the house, which they're about the same size. So I was very surprised and gratified that they had, because, you know, we know zinnias like it a little bit warmer. And I did not anticipate them germinating so quickly. So that was a lesson learned for me. It gets pretty warm right now in the day. It's into the 60s, so I just take the lid off. Since I come out here all the time, it's not a big deal. But that's the update on the zinnias in the propagation box. Another fun update. Here are all those geraniums I started from seed and did a video on. And they're just coming along just beautiful. Still don't know what colors they are because this was a mix. And I did show you the one that was a surprise. It came up by itself in another pot. And it's the most beautiful speckles. You know, I should go ahead and show you that now because I don't know where I did put that video. So I'm going to see if I can get this to focus. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at those speckles. I had a darker pink one that had speckles like this, but not a light pink one. So that was just fun. And I think this was one of the seedlings from where I took from my white geranium. So it obviously had cross-pollinated with something else and created this unique one. One last update on my cat's pajamas catmint. It's got little buds on it. Let's walk up to the next one that's got even bigger buds. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? These were the sorriest looking little plants when I bought them because they had been neglected, and they have returned like champs. I know I'm going to be thrilled with them. They're just doing gorgeous, and they've come through our little cold spells just fine. So I can't wait for these to get bigger and better, and maybe I can find some more for across the way. Though I do have some started from seed. They're not the cat's pajamas, but another type. We'll see if they do as well. Alrighty. So one last update for you guys before we sign off on this video. And here is the Yarrow Colorado blend that I winter sowed this. Did I put the date on it? No, but I did a video when I did them. Anyways, so pure success. I need to pot them up and get them growing on. And these are going to go, some of them are going to go into my everlasting cutting garden because yarrow dries beautifully. And this is supposed to be a range of colors, pastel colors that I know I'm going to like. I can feel this thing's lightweight, so it needs some water. So I'm going to give it some water. And I hope you enjoyed these updates. I tried to keep them short. I don't want this video to be too long. And check out everything I have got going. This is a super busy time of year. It's hit and miss for me doing videos because I've got so much I got to get done that I don't always have time to set up a camera, and I just got to dive in and do it. So I hope to see you in my next video. I'll see you later. Bye.